Okay, let's take a look at solving some equations that require making use of the distributive property, or rather, which are at least set up with the distributive property. Something like this. Let's say we had an equation, whoops, let me get my brush out here, like 5 times, in parentheses, let's say y minus 2, and let's say that equals 70. All right, so how can we solve something like that? Well, this y, which is what we're trying to solve for, right? It's the only variable in the equation, so that's the variable we're trying to solve for. So it's sort of stuck inside of a factor, inside parentheses, right? We need to somehow get rid of those parentheses by getting rid of or distributing that factor of 5 that sits outside the parentheses. One way we could do that is by employing the distributive property. Hopefully everyone remembers the distributive property. We take the factor that's outside the parentheses and multiply it by each of the terms inside the parentheses. So this becomes 5 times y minus 5 times 2. That still equals 70. All right, 5 times y is just 5y, right? Minus 5 times 2 is 10. And that equals 70 still, right? All right, hopefully now we recognize what to do at this point. This is a regular old two-step equation. We want to get rid of that minus 10, so we're going to add 10 on both sides, right? We're going to get 5y equals 70 plus 10 is 80. If we divide by 5 on both sides, we're going to end up with y equals, let me just do this then, divided by 5, right? Cancel out that factor of 5 on the y, and y by itself is going to equal 80 divided by 5, which is going to be 16. So y in this case equals 16. Okay, let's take a look at how else we could have solved that exact same equation, okay? So let me make some room here. Let me make some room. All right, get my brush back. That was 5 times y minus 2 equals 70, right? Okay, here's what else we could have done. We could have recognized that the left-hand side is 5 times y minus 2. Those are two factors being multiplied together. Y minus 2 is considered sort of its own number here. Y minus 2 does represent a particular number. As of now, we don't know what it is, but it is its own factor, the number y minus 2. Okay, so the left-hand side has two factors, 5 times y minus 2, and that equals 70. We can just get rid of this factor of 5 immediately by just dividing both sides by 5, right? That cancels out the factor of 5 in front of the y minus 2. That leaves us with y minus 2 by itself on the left-hand side, and that equals 70 divided by 5, which is 14, right? Yes, which is 14, and then we just have y minus 2 equals 14. Simple one-step equation, just add 2 to both sides. We have y alone by itself now, and it equals 14 plus 2, 16. Exact same result, right? So both methods are equally valid.